Hi, I'll be going over the umpire process for length of last word. So for understand, um, the input is a string of words and spaces. So string of words and spaces, and the output is the length of the last word in the string. So if we have, so if we're given hello world, our output should be 5. If we're given fly me to the moon, our output should be 4. And if we're given our, so if our input is Luffy, still Joy Boy, then our output should be 6. Yeah, in our practice problems as well, we had a part where we returned 0 if there's no word is a maximal substring consisting of non-space characters only. Yeah, and so in our practice problems we had some strings where there's no white space, and then we return 0. But I don't think this is the case for this problem. I don't think we return 0 at all. I mean, I'm working on this problem, I tried it, and I don't think that's a test case we need to consider for this problem. So, in terms of matching, so we do looping through a string backwards, dealing with white space, finding substrings. So for the plan, let's see. So we use a while loop to find the last non-white space character. And then from there, we keep iterating through the loop until we get to the end of the substring after the white space. So like in moon, so we start at n, right, in our loop, and then we keep going till m. And then use a counter variable to keep track of the length substring. Then we just want to return the length. Right, so for implement, right, so we need our variable, so I equals 0, or not equals 0, it has to equal len s, so we want it to equal the last character in the string. And so while I is greater than or equal to 0, and si equals white space, right? We want to minus I, so I minus equals 1. Then we can have another variable where we find the length of the substring. So while I is greater than or equal to 0, and si doesn't equal white space, then we want to increase the length variable, so we gain the length of the substring, and then we want to minus I by 1. Then at the end, we just return the length. So let's see. So I'll run it. So yeah, we passed these 3 test cases. I'll submit. Yeah, so I was able to get to work. This is kind of what I was talking about before. I was trying to use a test case where I return 0 if there's no white space, but it looks like this problem doesn't want that because the substring was A, and it wanted 1 instead of 0. Then in terms of evaluate, so I think the time for this is O of n, because it's going to increase depending on the length of our last substring, but space should just be O of 1. O of 1 because it uses constant space. The only variables that we're using are I and length. Alright, thank you. That's my solution for length of last word.